Yes, question.
Winnie Wednesday.
Sure, why not? But or
So
Jane.
Has a PP
Oh yeah, yeah, right. I know, yeah, yeah, he does. All right, so let's talk about how some enzymes work, and one of the overriding themes with enzymes is negative feedback. Now, I like starting with this slide because instantly when someone hears negative feedback, they think that it's something bad, right? So if you like get negative feedback from an art teacher, should be like, this sucks and you suck and you should like stop doing art, right? That's usually what art teachers say. Okay, you're writing an essay and they're like, there's no introduction, there's no theme, there's no body, there's no conclusions. You should just like quit life. No, okay, but negative feedback, you hear negative and instantly you think that's bad. Okay, but really in reality, we are all in this room right now experiencing a negative feedback system in that our bodies want to achieve something called homeostasis. Homeostasis is basically like this nice little equilibrium. Okay, I'm staying the same, but you're never going to stay the same until you're dead. Okay, right now, speaking of this stinky smell, whatever this freshman crapped themselves last period. Okay, let's say and I could it happened over here, and in the middle of class, I smelled it here, and I thought I could still kind of smell it over there. Like, can you smell it? Is it?
It might be Carissa.
Now I'm starting to think it's me. All right. If I were to fart though, by the way, okay, let's say I haven't farted all day that I remember. Okay, but let's say I had beans for breakfast and beans for lunch. Okay, beans for a snack. I mean, it's like building up inside my butthole, right? Okay, so the concentration of my farts in this room is incredibly low. Okay, but if I rip one, then it's eventually going to release. The fart doesn't get sucked up inside your body, right? You're not seeing somebody walk in and oh, they farted, right? It's gives you a little push, right? That's not how it works. Okay, it goes from the concentration of hot and eventually spreads out to the point where I want it to be so potent that Josie smells it in the back. I want it to be so potent that Catherine at home smells my fart. Okay, and Abby and Hope, they're just like, oh God, I'm so glad I'm at home, and then bam, farts. Okay, but so your body is constantly in this flux. Think about sodium and potassium. That's a concentration gradient, right? You're not moving. I want to transmit a signal. Boom, that's what I've got. Okay, I'm going from in and out of these cells. Okay, so that homeostasis is a result of sometimes a negative feedback. Something's missing, so your hormones say we need to kick some stuff in gear. But we'll talk about this later, and I talk more about this with Justice. Justice is, I think he's okay if I tell people this. His dad had some interesting things going on with his parathyroid glands, and I want to show you these. They're right here on your thyroid gland, and literally, I'm not kidding you, this little thing is the size of a piece of rice. There's 4 of them, okay, 2 on each side, and they control calcium levels in your body. Okay, he had to get those removed because his calcium was just whacked. Okay, they tell you if you need more calcium to release more calcium, okay, from your bones or to urinate it out. Okay, if that's not working, okay, if your calcium levels are low, that's negative, right? This hormone releases it to get those back up. Once they're back up, then this thing stops producing that hormone. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's all about that, responding to the feedback. Something's missing. So don't think negative is bad. Think something's missing. Okay? All right. Here's some words. We'll come back to that. Okay. Now look, I got hormone A, B, C. Okay. If you remember, if you're in my Bio 1 class, I did this thing where I'm like, here's some keys. Okay. This key right here, does this get me into my classroom? No, this gets me into my car. Okay. What about this one? Does this get me into my classroom? Yes. Okay. But it doesn't get me into the car. Okay. What about this one? Okay. This one is not really a key at all. It's a bottle opener that looks like a key. Hello. Good times, right? Okay. So, okay. Hormones are like this. They're very specific. Okay. A and B don't fit with this one, but C does. And action is going to happen. Now, AP Bio folks, you ready for this? Oh, you're like, shut up. I was just an AP Bio. Okay, this is the membrane, okay, of a cell. These balls and these tails should look familiar. Y'all with me on this? You are, who else? 1, 2, only 2 AP Bio? 3? Okay. All right. Oh, yeah, you were in there last year, right? Right? Last year? Yeah. Okay, so we call this the phospholipid bilayer, right? Now, can anybody tell me what the heads are called? Ooh, this is tough. It's okay if you don't remember. They like the water.
Oh,
Hydrophilic, right? The tails don't like it, so we call those hydrophobic, right? So here's how these two things work. Sorry, people at home, I'll have to explain this. Some are on the outside of the membrane. It's like this. They're like, hey, 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 hey. And the hormone comes in and attaches and action happens. Others, now these are the fun ones. These hormones actually go into the cell. So rather than this thing on the outside, hold that thought, like grabbing the protein, this hormone comes in, it's like, let's party, okay? So there's 2 different kinds of receptors, the ones inside and the ones outside. Yo.
I want to Kid Miller from that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mr. Burnworth, you know that we call Kid Miller Leroy?
No, why?
Because his left leg's got a bite of its own, just kind of does his own things. Leroy, the left leg? No.
I love it, man. It's like, do you have a milk leg?
Like he'll just be running, and all of a sudden his left leg will just start doing stuff.
yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. You might have milk leg syndrome.
I don't know what's going on.
We can talk about that later. Serious. All right. Now, here's a nice flow chart. I'm going to end with this. Yes, question.
I was actually just gonna say, have you seen the TikTok where like they fill up the spoon with the cocoa powder or whatever, and they poke it and they
Oh, no.
it's hydrophobic, like so all the water like releases out of it.
No.
Yeah, like if you get a spoonful of it and you poke it, like you dip it in milk or something, and you poke it with a knife, all the water like releases from. I tried it at home and it worked.
It works.
All
Cool.
people doing it say it's because it's hydrophobic, and that makes sense.
They don't like the water. I thought you were like, I saw a really inappropriate TikTok where somebody had like cocoa powder and then they slapped it and something appeared in a sink.
Oh, I saw that TikTok. Oh my god.
I was like, oh, hello. Didn't see that coming.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'll pass it. I swiped, but I laughed. Yes.
After this, can you go
Yeah. Give me another second here. Okay.
Go.
Here's my hormone. Okay, here's what happens. Let's do this one, the fun one first. It goes inside. Now look at this, intracellular. Anytime, man. This guy knows. Brandon knows this. Hey, is he still out there? Hey, so you know the difference between like intramurals and intramurals, right? Okay, right? Does anybody else? So I'm not making this up. Like if I'm going to go to college, I would, and I want to play football, okay, I would not make the team, but I love football. I could still play football for the intramural team. What does that mean? Does anybody know?
Ainsley, are you awake? Are you awake?
She's with me.
Sure.
I know.
Planet?
I'm tired, remember?
I know. I thought you might have snapped out of that by now. Holy cow.
What? Why is she tired?
I don't know. I saw her at 8 o'clock this morning. I thought death was knocking.
It's the shot. She got the shot yesterday.
How's she gonna make through the day? She looks tired.
Oh, I thought you got the shot. Oh. Anybody know? Nobody knows? Did you play sports in college?
No.
Yeah. Did you do intramurals?
Got all of them.
Okay. So here's what they are. They're awesome, man. So instead of like joining the team where you compete at different colleges, you just compete against each other. So like your dorm plays another dorm, right? So you can play football, basketball, like it's awesome. Yeah.
Softball, wiffle ball, flag football, dodgeball, and indoor soccer. I was really
Cool.
bad at indoor soccer.
Cool. We also had ultimate frisbee.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah. So anyways, if you like sports, but you're not good enough because you got milk leg, okay, or something.
Leroy?
Okay, you can still continue on with that at the college
I
level.
tried not to interrupt my intramurals with class too frequently, but sometimes there's a clash.
Absolutely, you gotta have your priorities there,
Yeah.
right, dude?
It was difficult, but I managed.
Yeah, right. I feel like I'm on like a talk show today, right? It's like and our next guest is, right? Doesn't it feel like that? Okay. All right. So this is the one that comes in, okay, goes inside the cell and it makes things happen. The other one, this is kind of crazy. Here's what happens. It like can like change some other cells. It can like make these things called G proteins kind of do their thing. They can open and close doors, kind of like ATP. Okay, but ultimately you get the cell response. Okay, you get more calcium in your blood, you get a boner, right? That's all. I mean, like all those things could happen. Okay, right? That's your cell response. Okay, go pee. Everybody else, get out your PDF of your paper, and also your worded out. Okay, so you guys right here, since you were not. I was like, you keep looking at me like I was here at Burnworth. I didn't think so. Okay, so this, we'll catch you up with this here, okay? But I need everybody to get out your PDF of your paper and also the worded out. Yeah. Abby, I'm going to chat with you privately on this, okay? So hit me up or just chat with me here for a second.
Did you used to talk, the kid that used to come to the side? No.
All right, now listen. Okay, here. All right, here we go. So real quickly, let me explain what's happening again. Everybody in this room, okay, it's got a group and your paper is on one system. I chose this paper from this morning. I'm just going to stick with it today because of how this shook out. All right, so here's my PDF, okay? Here's my original article. Now, someone asked me earlier today, they're like, why a PDF? Why can't I just use like just the website? Here's why. The pictures are really awesome on the PDF. You're going to get the actual paper as if you were looking at the journal. Okay. You're just going to access a lot more than if you were not on the PDF. Okay. So this paper is called A Fully Magnetic Levitated Circulatory Pump for Advanced Heart Failure. Okay, this is the original article, and this was published in the New England Journal of Medicine, which is a pretty big one, in, let's see, in February 2nd of 2017. Okay, now, this article right here, okay, there's a lot going on. The abstract is the first thing, and again, the abstract is the entire paper, okay, summed up in like in this short, quick little like, here's everything you need to know, okay? Then you will get into the other parts of the paper. There's the introduction, okay? And you're like, wait a second, it doesn't say introduction, okay? Some papers don't start, okay? But you should know that once the paper begins with this, like this giant A paragraph here, then this is gonna be the introduction followed by the methods. Yeah, Matthew. Yeah, hit on the Zoom there, buddy. Okay, now we did a worded out. So I copied this abstract right here and I pasted it in wordedout.com. And this is what I got. The first thing that popped up, and we did this yesterday. So ladies, this is kind of where we're at. And I'd like for you to do this again for your paper. Okay, even though you've done this for other ones. Okay, that's a pretty easy word, but what does it have to do with my paper about the cardiovascular problem? Okay, now I'm looking around and there's a lot of words like the word new, like the word stroke, like the word advanced. Like I know what those words mean, okay? Right? But there are some words on there that I don't know. Okay, I want you all right now to pick one word, okay, that you're like, I have no idea what this word means. I'm picking the word rankin. I have no idea what the word rankin is, okay? So pick that word, everybody, right now, pick that word, okay? Everybody get your word? Okay, I'll give you a second.
That's one of them. Sky, which one are you picking? The phenotype isn't yours? Phenotype? Yeah. I also have no idea what it's like, can you find the word beyond? It's on the right near the middle bottom. See the word beyond? Yeah. The one beyond. I don't know that one. I'll do that one. I don't know what it is.
All right, now, okay, there's going to be a lot, maybe like some of you have some papers, they're like, man, I know most of them. Okay, but hopefully everybody can find one word that you're like, I have no idea. Everybody got one word? What's that? Okay. Okay, cool. All right, now here's what I want to make sure everybody can do. Okay, so mine's ranking. I'm going to go back to my PDF. Now, this is the first year, and like, I don't know who I have to thank for this.
Oh, the control F.
The control F, man alive. This is the first year, like this morning, I thought, oh, I'm going to teach these kids, their minds are going to be blown. And somehow we finally jumped the shark and we've gotten to the point where everyone has heard of it for the most part. If not, if I'm speaking to that one person out there, okay, you didn't hear it. Now you're hearing it. I hope it touches your heart. Okay, now, Control F will give you this function, and I'm going to type in the word rankin, and it will tell me how many times the word rankin is in here. Okay, now you're like, I could just Google this, Jamin. I know. I'll just use Lord Google to help me figure this out, right? Okay, but here's the deal. Notice in my paper, I also have something like CI. I don't know what they mean by that. You may also have an acronym in there. Okay, the world loves acronyms, right? The PERC, okay, at the college. I don't even know what it stands for, but I know it's like where the weight room is, right? Okay, what is the PERC stand for? Does anybody know what the PERC stands for? What does the PERC stand for? Do you know? The PERC at the college, what it stands for something, right? Performance, exercise, recreation. All right, but so CL or CL, I don't know. If I Google that, okay, CI, okay, and I put that in quotes, okay, look, I'm going to get like continuous integration, okay. I mean, that's not, this is clinical instructor. It could be that confidential informant. Could be chlorine. Maybe that's an L, right? This is why the search is wonderful, or the find, control F. So here I go. This is what, and I like the highlight, the blue highlight here, right? For me. Does it blue highlight you? Does it highlight you?
I'm
Yeah.
putting in my word and it's not popping up.
Weird.
Yeah, I put in my word and then it's like yellow and orange. It's orange when I click on it. It's yellow when I'm not on the blue.
Yeah. Weird. I don't know.
So yours is blue?
Yeah, mine's blue. I don't know. Yeah. All right. So here we go. Disabling stroke indicated by a modified Rankin score. So what is a Rankin score? I'm not sure. It's got to be something to do with like what happens after you. So I'm going to go down. I'm going to click the next one. Okay. So here's the thing. Looks like this is a lesson 3. Scores range from 0 to 6. Higher scores indicating more severe disability. Okay, so now I have a little bit of an idea of what that is. Now you could go back. Let's say you're like, I can't find it in my paper. Okay, kid, what do you got there, buddy? What's that? Interesting. Let me see some real quick. Okay, I'm gonna go rank and score on the internet. The key again is using the quotes. Okay. So mine is I added score to that because I found that in the paper. Now I'm gonna click on this and I'm gonna find out that rank and score is in fact telling me how disabled people are after their stroke. So a doctor will say like, oh, he's ranking score 3. Okay, ranking score 2, 6, pretty bad. Y'all with me on this? They do this for your paper. Let me look at yours weird. Okay. Cohort. Okay. Okay. That is unbelievable. Okay, Google it and see what it means. That is crazy. That rarely happens. Like rarely.
What about the part that's not showing up?
Yeah, tell me what yours
This one?
is. Okay.
I did.
Oh, here's what it is. I think those should be separated, right? So if you go just do constituents and get rid of the names, you're gonna find. There you go. Now I don't know why he said that. That's really weird. That's not happened at all today. Weird. Okay. Any questions about that?
Why can't they just use the easy word?
Ah, it's science, man. All
Like,
right.
literally means be a part of the whole.
Yeah, right. Okay, that's all I got. Thanks for sticking with me today. I gotta check with some people on here. Okay, Catherine, Hope, let me know if you have any questions. Abby, are you there? Abby, I sent you some messages. If you can respond, that would be awesome. Okay, if you look at the chat function, click on the chat button. That'd be great.
Can you still not see our word about e-learning?
Can I still see what?
Can you still not see it? It's not in the PowerPoint.
Oh, no, here, I just have.
Okay, I just didn't know if you
Here,
needed
stay right there, stay right there, stay right there. Is that worded out?
Yeah.
Well, nope.
It was so hard.
Okay, sorry.
Oh my God.